You know, there is no show quite like True Blood. True Blood is definitely its own entity by itself. And after watching The Vampire Lestat, I really wanted to see more vampires. I'm not gonna lie. And The Vampire Lestat, that was a good time. That was a good time. And then I ran across True Blood, just looking for stuff, looking for my vampires. And I was like, I haven't seen True Blood since it came out. And True Blood was a good time too. A real good time. So I was like, oh yeah, come on, let's bring it. So let's review True Blood. Welcome back to my channel, Pretty Unscripted, where I review TVs and movies and have discussion and have a good time doing it. Can you believe True Blood came out in 2008? Oh my God, it's going to be almost 20 years. Where is the time going? It's flying. I really love True Blood because they introduced you to vampires in a very unique way. We've never got any introduction in any TV show or movie to vampires in the way that True Blood introduced us to vampires. They came out the coffin, out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, yeah, vampires exist. You didn't know? Imagine if that happened today. Guess what? Vampires exist. Like this on the news. Vampires exist. They have synthetic blood now, so they don't need your blood. And they can coexist in society. They're your friends, neighbors, and everyone in between. It's like, what? Man, with everything going on today, we just would not be able to deal with that. We wouldn't be able to handle that. In the first episode, we start off with a couple driving to a liquor store, basically. I promise you it's 2 o'clock in the morning. All these shows, there's so many different shows. I think even Vampire Diaries started off this way too. All horror shows and scary shows and vampire shows, they love starting off with this couple just out here in the middle of the night. But they run across a liquor store that says, look, we sell True Blood. And they are curious. Now, why? Why? Like, who wants to try True Blood that's a human? Like, yeah, let me see what that synthetic blood tastes like. Like, no. So they go into the liquor store and they're like, oh my God, y'all sell True Blood? And he like, yeah. And he like taunting them and act like he a vampire. He like, y'all got a lot of vampires in here? He like, yeah. And he pretends, the clerk pretends to be a vampire. But it's a real vampire in the back getting his true blood. Bless his heart. See, these vampires trying to be good people. They trying to coexist. They like, we're not trying to eat everybody. Let me go get me some True Blood at 2 o'clock in the morning, you know, because I'm hungry. They ask, do you know where we can score some V at? And we'll learn that V is basically vampire blood, but it gets you high. Like, you know, it's basically a drug itself. And the vampire walk up behind them. It's like, look, y'all need to leave, okay? He getting offended. And then he pull out his fangs and be like, look, I really am a vampire, okay? And tell the clerk, if you pretend to be one of us again, you're going to have a problem that you ain't going to be able to come back from. I really love how at the beginning it establishes the rules of this vampire world and lets you know how different it is than any other vampire show that you're going to come across. We have a lot of prejudice in this world for people simply just being different. And I love how they use the supernatural twist with the vampires of addressing the prejudice in America. So that's something we never really experienced ever in any vampire show. So I really loved how they did that. You know, they give you a more lighter twist on a very dark subject that happens in America by using the vampires. Immediately we see Nan Flanagan on the television in the liquor store, and she's on Bill Mayer's show. Bill Mayer, yeah. She's on his show defending her race, okay? Hands down. And she making some pretty good arguments. I can't even lie. Her arguments are fire. She's like, we never owned any slaves. We never killed a bunch of people for religion reasons. Like, we never did. I was just like, girl, I mean, if you was in a debate, you'd be good in this debate right now. You'd be kind of winning this debate right now. So in the next scene, it takes us to Merlot's, which we are introduced to the protagonist of the show, Sookie Stackhouse. Sookie. We introduced to Sookie. She's the one we are going to follow through this whole entire journey. She is a waitress at Merlot's. It starts us off right away letting us know that she can hear people's thoughts. That she is telepathic and she can hear what everyone in the restaurant is saying. Which, can I say, what a nightmare. I mean, Imagine if you could hear what everybody's saying. I can't have no friends. Like, I can't have friends, co-workers. Like, I'm gonna have to stay in the house. What else can I do? Can't have a job. Like, it, and she can shut it off. It takes her a lot of energy and a lot of work for her to shut it down. But it's great because Suki finally found a job that she can deal with. She can work with. Sam ain't a perv too much where he ain't saying no kind of crazy things. I mean, clearly he in love with her, but at least he respectful because she ain't heard him say nothing wild. Then we jump over to Tara. Tara at work too. And Tara can't keep a job, we find out. Tara is basically portrayed in the show as the angry black female. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. That's what it is. She mad all the time at everybody except Snooki. And she would get mad at Snooki sometimes too. Tara at her job going back and forth with a lady who looking for, it don't even matter what that lady looking for. They don't got it. She asked for Tara boss, and Tara quit before she even get fired. Like, Tara, it's like Tara know when she gonna get fired. So she just be like, you know what? I don't need this job. Screw you, screw him, screw her, and I'm out. She calls Snooki and be like, look, I'm coming over. I need a big margarita on the house. Okay, because I don't got no money. So back at my lots, we meet the rat trays. Or the rat rays, I don't know what they call it, but they name fit them well, okay? And they really only in this episode and in this show as a whole to push the storyline with her and Bill. That's what I'm recognizing with them. And I just want to say, I'm trying to work there. Like, anybody else trying to work in Merlots? I am trying to work in Merlots. Another thing I love about True Blood is the fact that it feels like when you watch this show, it feels like you really in this town. Like, you really live in Bon Temps. You really know these people. It's not like you just watching from the outside looking in like it is from a lot of other shows. You know, like, I love Spartacus, but it always feels like I'm from the outside looking in. Even when I watched The Vampire Lestat, it still felt like, you know, I'm just a viewer. But True Blood really makes you feel like you live there. You know Snooki, you know Tara, you know Sam. You know Lafayette, and you really work at this bar. I don't know how to describe how they filmed it to really make it seem so intimate like that, but that's one thing they got down really well, is that it feels really intimate and it feels like you're actually in this town, living with these people and know them personally. So we cut over to Jason, and this is where we meet Jason Stackhouse, which is Snooki's brother. Yeah, Jason's special. Bless his heart. He's with one of his many women. I swear all Jason do is bang and go to work. I mean, at least he go to work. I couldn't imagine having Jason as a brother. I would have to sit Jason down at least once a week. Like, Jason, let's talk about life and what you could be doing. You know, the level of ditziness and foolishness that happens in Jason's head at any given moment is something that needs to be studied. We go back to Merlot. So we also get introduced to Arlene and Dawn. Arlene is, she a sweetheart. She a little bit of a bigot. Yeah. Yeah. But for the most part, I think she got a good heart. Dawn is a good time. Me and her be hanging out all the time after work, okay? So now Bill walks in. The way Snooki looks at Bill, he ain't looking at her the same way. He interested in her, but the way she turns, like the way she turns and looks at that man, I'm like, okay. So she go over and get his order, and he sits behind the rat race. The rat race overhear him order a bottle of True Blood. The rat race overhear that and was like, oh, because apparently V is popular, okay? Everybody wants some V. So the rat race see dollar signs. They clearly are addicts. Snooki go over and check on them, and she overhear that they are plotting, that the rat race is plotting to drain his blood. So she like, oh my God, I'm gonna give y'all a free round of beer, don't go anywhere. And then she go get Tyra and be like, no, we gotta stop. Why you think Tyra gonna help you? What? Snooki act like she don't know her friends. Like, Tyra would have been the last person I went to help me. Snooki go run back out there to make sure he's still there, and he gone. Why would he leave with them? I just don't understand. Was he hungry? Maybe he planned on feeding on them, both thinking the same thing. And maybe that's what happened. But they captured him and they got some silver, so they got Bill. They trying to take all his blood from him. And here comes Snooki. Snooki is like, look, even though I'm just this tiny little waitress, I am Sailor Moon. I am the warrior princess. And she go out there and she get her she find her a chain in the truck and she fling that around and it go around, the dude rat race throat. To the point where you can't even unwrap it. It's just stuck around his throat. He dropped the knife, she grabbed it, and she like, y'all get out of here. Get on out of here. Nah, I said to get out of here. You low-life trash, you get out of here. The female rat ray, no, I'm not learning their first names. She like, look, I'm going to get you. How dare you? And I can't take the blood. Snooki was like, don't touch that blood. And she like, okay, you just wait. You just wait. Her and Bill, they in there in the forest together, and Snooki not scared at all. Like I said, Snooki is Sailor Moon. That is where she finds out she cannot hear Bill's thoughts. I want to say that's honestly why Snooki's probably so attracted to Bill. If I can't hear your thoughts no more, you can be my boyfriend. Yes, you can. I just heard everybody's thoughts in that bar about every disgusting thing that come in their head, and I can't hear nothing you say. You can absolutely be my boyfriend. Absolutely, 100%. So in the meantime, in between time, while all this is happening, Jason over there getting his bang on still with my dad, trying to imitate vampires, and says he found out she banging vampires, and I don't know what Jason be going through. We go back over to Snooki walking up to Sam like she is Xena warrior princess. She like, see, I told y'all didn't believe me and I had to prove it to y'all. And look what I just did. I just handled all that by myself. One chain, one girl, one ponytail by myself. I will say the one thing about this whole situation that was beneficial was Tara got a job out of this whole thing, okay? Because Sam wanted to run and go find Snooki in the woods with Bill, and he was like, Tara, tend the bar. And Tara was like, no, I don't do that. And he like, just fake it. Tara like, how much you gonna pay me? He gonna say $20. I mean, that probably really was just worth $20 worth of work, honestly. You was there for like, what, 20 minutes? Okay? Like, you got paid $1 a minute. That's not that bad. She like, no, give me a job. He like, I don't need you cussing out and going off and being the angry black woman on my customers. I need my customers to come back. I only go off on raggedy people. And he like, yeah, that's about all of my customers. All of them raggedy. And she like, look, you gonna give me this job now. You better give me this job. So he like, fine, girl. And that's the longest job that woman ever kept. Okay, she is great as a bartender. Because you got to be a little mean. I done worked at bars before. You got to be a little mean to be a bartender. Because they get drunk. And then once they get drunk, they get aggressive. So Tyra probably is actually the best person. Jason done with his escapade. And he comes to the bar. That's where we find out that Tyra done had a crush on Jason. Well, at least we know she liked Jason because she all googly eyes at that man. Like Jason is surprised to see Dawn. It make me feel like, girl, did you go out of town and just come back? We find out they exes and they used to date, or did she just get a job at Merlot? Jason act like he ain't know she worked there. So maybe Dawn just got hired. Dawn know Jason very well. Like, she know how to handle Jason. She know how to deal with Jason. I love it when he be like, what you been up to? She said, partying. I know that's right. That's what I say. Me and Dawn will be partying every single night. It feels like Dawn already fell in love with Jason, fell out of love with Jason, and found out he ain't worth a damn bag of beans. So now if I'm going to deal with you, I'm going to deal with you how I want to deal with you. Finally, we meet Graham. Sookie go home from work. She stayed up and waited for Sookie. And Sookie let her know that a vampire came into the bar tonight. When I say Graham was excited, Graham was like, really? Oh my God. Did he bite anyone? She was like, no. The fact that Graham asked, did he bite anyone? You could tell when Graham watched the news and found out vampires exist, she was excited. She was like, oh my God, my stars, vampires. I love Graham. Graham is one of my absolute favorite characters after Lafayette. We got Snooki dreaming about Bill before she ever got a taste of his blood. She already dreaming about Bill. She is infatuated, okay? It's that not hearing his thoughts thing. She is dreaming about this man, like, oh my God. But it's not actually in a positive way, because I think in a dream he do kind of attack her. So maybe that's her cautious side, being like, girl, you still dealing with a vampire, whether if you can hear his thoughts or not. He's still a vampire. So the next day, Jason come and confronts Snooki for not letting him know that she out here Sailor Moon and everybody. And Snooki like, ain't nobody even see you. And what you gonna do anyway? That's what she should have said. Jason find out that she defending the vampire. He don't like it. He go off. He be like, look, well, I don't need you getting tied up in these vampires and their business. And Snooki just got some good morals. I appreciate Snooki. She just like, look, vampires are people too, I guess. They was draining him. I couldn't have that. They couldn't drain him. Not on my watch. Not on my clock in time. Not while I'm at work. So now they sit down and they had him some breakfast, brunch, whatever they eating. And the phone rang. And Graham answered it. You know, it's all the old ladies in the town just calling with the tea all the time. You could tell what type of town they live in. The gossiping old ladies. They got the gossiping old ladies that call. And they call Graham and tell her that my dad is dead. Now we got Jason. He trying to get him a learning lesson on how you can get your hooker in on with a vampire, how much it costs and what you do and all of this. And you should see Graham and Snooki face. They just looking at him like, they look so confused while he trying to educate them. And they just like, they got the most blankest faces ever. Sailor Moon was like, no, I know something up. So she went over there and grabbed her brother's head because clearly she couldn't read his thoughts from just across the room. I don't know why she had to make it so obvious because he got pissed off and was like, don't be reading my mind. I'm your brother. You ain't gonna do that mess to me. Don't you do that mess to me and read my thoughts. Okay, my thoughts is my own private thoughts. So now the sheriff, he go question Jason the next day while Jason at work. Jason lying, telling the truth, lying, telling the truth. He lying and telling the truth at the same time. Then he like, oh yeah, I did go over there. Wait, no I didn't. Did I? Wait, who, what, when, where, how? Who you talking about again? Who, my dad? Do I know my dad? I don't think I know my dad. Wait, I do know my dad. Oh yeah. Was I over there yesterday? I wasn't over there yesterday. Wait, was I? I think I did stop over there for a minute. Like he just all over the place. Honey, you look like you're lying. You look like you definitely killed my dad. I'm sorry. So they go ahead and take Jason on in and take him in for questioning because he just all over the place. You might as well take him in. So now we go over to Graham, and Graham has asked Snooki, hey, you think your vampire friend might mind coming to our what is it? Our group club, whatever group club they got. I don't know what group club they got, but it's about the Civil War and during that time. And she is very interested if this man was in the war, if he would talk to the group about the war. The group meets in the middle of the day at the library, which he can't make that because, you know, he a vampire and he can't walk in the sun. So she like, well, we can just hold a special meeting at night and he can come and talk to us and tell us all about everything that happened during that time and whatever he remembered. When I say Graham is more excited about this vampire than Snooki is. Graham has this innocence to her that I just adore. So the group is called The Descendants of the Glorious Dead. So I guess that's about people in the Civil War that died for the glory of the war. Now back over at Marlotte's, I don't know how long Tara been working there. Maybe it's just the next night. But Lafayette is just finding out that his cousin worked there. So we find out Lafayette and Tara are cousins. Is it a coincidence that the only two black people on the show is related? No, I guess not. I feel like Tara been working there for 27 days now at this point in the show. Like, no the hell you ain't. I don't want to work with no kin. Not you especially. I'm sorry. You have a temper problem. You got a lot going on. And I don't need you up in my workplace with all of that, Tara. Like, I don't. And Tara was like, I don't give two rat's asses. I'm here, and I'm going to stay here. So if you don't like it, you take your tail in that kitchen, and you get the cooking. It sound like a you problem, because it ain't a me problem, okay? Sookie come to work, and Sookie find out, you know, everybody is telling her, I'm sorry about your brother. She like, what's going on with my brother? She like, oh, they arrested your brother. Dawn crazy, but talk about, well, we thought you just knew. We thought you just knew. Don't you just know? Snooki is like, I am not psychic. Okay? I am telepath. Telepath is not psychic. I can read your minds. I can't see the future. Okay? And Arlene is doing something that I tried my hardest not to do when I worked at a bar, and that is to pour my money back into that bar. First of all, why is you paying for drinks? When I came up there and I didn't work, when I came to the bar I worked there and I didn't work, I didn't pay for a lot of drinks. You know all the bartenders. You know, if you don't give me a drink, girl, you're not working right. I'm sorry, you're missing pieces of the puzzle. You need to go over there and talk to Tara. I mean, it is Tara, but I'm sorry. Tara be hooking me up. That's what be happening with me and Tara. So Bill, he come in the bar. He come walking in the bar that night. Snooki do the same thing. The way she turned, and Tara said better than anybody. Look at her looking like she's walking down the aisle. And Bill just looking at her all seductively this time. He looking at her like, girl, you just don't know what I would do to you. Like, I'm really wondering what Bill is thinking at this moment, because he looked real seductive. Real seductive. They sit down, and she telling about her brother. And then she asked him, hey, can you come talk to the glorious of the dead or whatever for my grandma? And he like, you want me to do this? Will this make you happy? She like, yeah, it make my grandma real happy. He like, will this make you happy? She like, sure. Whatever makes her happy, it make me happy, basically. So he agreed. He did ask him, do he know Maudette Pickens? And the way Bill said, I did not. He sounded like he was on the jury stand. Like, y'all will not accuse me. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Like, he sounded like Bill Clinton. Like, excuse me. I'm innocent until proven guilty. He said, I did not. So Sam takes Sookie to the back and scolds her after Bill leaves, like he her daddy. And Sookie gonna say, am I fired? Girl, Sam ain't gonna fire nobody. I mean, no. No, you are not, honey. You know what? I'm getting Sookie mixed up with Snooki. You know, I just now realized how close that name is. When I think about Snooki from Jersey Shore, I don't even think about Sookie. Them names never connected to me until right now with me. I just started noticing, like, am I saying Snooki? Y'all know I mean Sookie. The way Sam screamed at her in that office, I'm sorry, I need HR on the phone. Because you will not scream at me like that. I would have had to be like, sir, I need you to lower your tone. I mean, I get it. You care about me. I appreciate that. But who you yelling at? Then she started crying. So he tried to comfort her. And now here come the sexual harassment. He trying to comfort her, but she can hear his thoughts. So he's just thinking like, damn, I want you so bad. I'm so in love with you. And now she getting yelled at. And she upset about that. But now she hearing him all infatuated with. She just all over the place. I know Sookie is like, can I please go home for the night? Like, that's what I would have asked him. Can I please just go home early for the night? Because this is too much. Then after that, Tara come in, and she's screaming at her too. So now she got her mama and her daddy in there basically screaming at her. And here comes Tara talking about, I love Jason. He got such nice eyes. Jason could never kill nobody. I'm like, I forgot all this was going on in this show. And she just go off on everybody. Like, I'm tired of y'all. And Jason ain't never gonna want you, girl. Tara like, girl, if you don't get out my head. First of all, that's my own personal thoughts about the love of my life. So now Sookie is outside waiting on Bill. And the Rat Rays kept their promise. They said, especially the Lady Rat Ray, she said, I'm gonna come back for you. I'm telling you, I regret every moment of this. And they came and whooped Sookie ass. They basically tried to kill her. And that's how the show ends, with Sookie getting her ass whooped by the Rat Rays for her ever interfering in their business. I need you to remember, you thought you was Sailor Moon. You thought you was Xena Warrior Princess. Now what? Okay, where your chain at now? And they gave it to a hardcore. Where Bill was at, I don't know. He didn't come. So we just waiting on him. So that's where it ended. So I got to watch the next episode. We know Sookie going to be okay because the show continued. Otherwise, it would have just ended at the first episode. It was fun watching the first episode again after all these years. I'm excited about watching all the rest of the episodes and going down this journey because it's a lot of things I forgot. It's a lot of funny moments in it. And I feel like I wish it was 20 years. I can call it the 20-year anniversary of True Blood. Like, you know, reconnecting with True Blood after 20 years. But it's not. It hasn't been 20 years. It's been like 18 and a half years. So this is the 18 and a half year anniversary of revisiting True Blood. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Turn your notification bell on. I am going to do this whole entire first season of True Blood. I'm actually really excited about it. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.